Good afternoon, everybody. It is Charlie, and welcome back to the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. And it is time for your Matchday Build Up Show ahead of Oxford against Leeds tonight, 8 o'clock, Kassam Stadium, Sky Sports Football, wherever you're going to be watching it. Probably from behind the sofa or from behind your hands like this, like I'm probably going to be for the majority. Like I say, guys, please make sure that you're liking the content if you are enjoying it at the moment. I'm really trying to get as much out there as possible, especially over the Easter weekend when it's going to be very, very busy in the content creation space. So all support is very much appreciated. Get your likes in, get your comments into the live chat as we go through, guys, and I will flash them up on screen. Check out the membership perks on the channel as well, along with subscribing as well, obviously, which is the main thing. You know, it'd be nice to get to 4K as soon as possible. So yeah, how's everyone feeling? How is everyone feeling? I'll be honest, the closer it's getting, the more nervous I'm getting. I thought I was excited yesterday, but now the day has come. I am anxious, I'm on edge, and I'm just thinking about all the possibilities that could happen for Leeds United today. Obviously, in and not just in our own game, but obviously in the Burnley and Sheffield United games as well, which of course come before ours. So we could either be, you know, playing under pressure at 8 o'clock. Well, I think either way, we'll definitely have some pressure on us, but you know, if results go for us ahead of our game, then maybe we can play with a little bit more freedom and, you know, a less tense atmosphere. But somehow I think, like I've already said, either way, I think it's going to be tense. It's going to be probably not a great watch. Like the Preston game, as much as, you know, on reflection, the Preston performance was very good. Like we absolutely battered them. It should have been way more than 2-1. 2-1 was very flattering to them. And like I say, on reflection, it was a good performance. But when I was there that day in Ellen Road and you just feel the atmosphere, it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't a good watch, was it? Let's be honest. It was very frustrating at times. It was very anxious. You know, emotions definitely ran high, especially when we found out the Plymouth Sheffield United score and the whole place just went absolutely nuts, as you can imagine. So, you know, we're not going to quite have that level of excitement because our games are all staggered, which is unfortunate, really. It would have been nice to have just played them all at the same time so that we knew where we stood at the end of the game. But we'll definitely know where we stand come 8 o'clock kickoff tonight. We'll know what we need to do. And yeah, look, I said it on my preview last night, which if you haven't already, go and check that out. Again, all support is appreciated, guys. And again, I don't want to say it and then it come back to bite me. But again, like I said last night, nothing I say has any bearing on it. So if we win this game tonight, then it's pretty much done. In my opinion, it'll be all but done. You know, it means we would only need either a win or a draw on Monday to be promoted, regardless of what happens in the Sheffield United game today. So, yeah, when you say it out loud, it's quite scary. When you actually vocalize it, thinking it internally is different to actually putting it out there into the universe, isn't it? So, yeah, I can see we've got some comments in. Matt Leeds, how we doing, mate? Always in the live chat. Appreciate the support, buddy. 2-0 win. Solomon and Bamford. Okay. Still think this will be a close game and we'll take a draw. Hope I wouldn't take a draw, mate. I'll be completely honest with you. Hope Sheffield United can drop more points. Yeah, and you know, hopefully the pressure has got to them now. Hopefully they continue that wobble. I will be honest though, I do expect Sheffield United to beat Cardiff at home. Cardiff are horrific. So even a draw for the Blades today is really not good. Burnley, I thoroughly expect to go to Vicarage Road and beat them as well. We absolutely battered Watford at Vicarage Road, so I expect Burnley to do the same, to be honest. Julie's in the building, feeling nervous but positive. I'm sure we can do it. Yeah, I'm kind of like that as well. I'm nervous, but I am positive. You know, I will remain positive until something bad happens, if it happens. So, you know, I get what Matt's saying about taking a draw. You know, a draw on reflection wouldn't be the worst result for us, but it means that we have to go and win on Monday. You know, at least if we win tonight, we can afford a draw at home on Monday and we could still go up. And again, vocalizing that, saying it out loud, just sent a little bit of a shiver down my spine there. I can't lie. But yeah, look, you know, the whole point of this stream, guys, is obviously to see how you're all feeling. You know, I've kind of vocalized what my thoughts are on the preview upload that I did last night. So, like I said, if you've watched that, then thank you very much. If you haven't, go and check it out after this. But yeah, hit me up in the comments, guys. I can see there's 11 of you in the building. Drop your thoughts and opinions in, guys. You know, how are you feeling? What are your score predictions? Who do you think needs a good game today? You know, who would you like to see get a little bit more involved? My player in terms of that conversation would be Joel Perreault. I think Joel Perreault had a very good game against Preston last time out, apart from the end product, apart from that finish. You know, apart from the finishing touch, sorry. You know, such a weird player is Joel Perreault, because I think what he's good at is a huge asset to Leeds United, but I think, you know, his all-round play sometimes drops off. But it was weird against Preston. It was like the other way around. His all-round play was amazing. His link-up play was good. I thought he had some good passing, some good touches in and around the box, but just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, which is his job as our number 9. And I thought he actually played a bit better when he dropped into the 10, which is why I did say last night, you know, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that he maybe puts Perreault in the 10 and starts Patrick Bamford. I don't think that's a crazy shout at all, in all fairness. Do I think he's going to do that? No, I really don't. I think he'll keep it the same. And if I'm honest, I kind of like the idea of keeping it the same. I think Pat Bamford, the cameos that he's done recently have been very good against defences that have been very tired and worn out. So if we can impose our game onto Oxford, and if we're comfortable in the game, or, you know, at least in the lead on around 70, 75 minutes, you can bring Pat Bamford on for them closing stages, just to do the dirty work, win tactical free kicks, put his body about, and really tire and wear out that Oxford defence, because hopefully, fingers crossed, if we play how I think we will play, they will be knackered by 70, 75 minutes, believe me. JC, finally in the building, mate. Where have you been? Where have you been, mate? It's been a very long time. Afternoon, pal, finally managed to catch a live huge match tonight. Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. Good to see you in the chat, JC. It's been too long, mate. I've been a bit worried about you. I've been a bit worried. I haven't seen you for a bit. Tom's in the building. I have a horrible feeling about today. We lose, Blades win today, and then beat Burnley. Why are you bringing the negative energy, Tom? You know what? No, I understand it. I understand it. Completely understand that way of thinking, because that would just be Leeds United doing a Leeds United, wouldn't it? And if I'm being honest with you, mate, that's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it? You know, that could very well happen. It could very well happen. And if it does, then we're back to having a meltdown, aren't we? But, you know, even worst case scenario, we will still be in the top 2 at the end of today. Worst case, it just means that if that was to happen, it means we would not go up on Easter Monday. I really hope that we can go into that game against Stoke on Monday. You know, even if we just need to win it, even if we draw today, you know, if there's something on the line for us to get up on Monday, I think that, you know, the Ellen Road crowd will do what it does best: get behind the lads, make it loud, make it toxic and hostile for Stoke City. You know, I've I've even been trying to like plan how I will do my content for next week. You know, should we go up on Monday? And I'm already planning for if the good thing happens. But again, I've not put anything in motion in terms of maybe asking people to come on, or I haven't started creating thumbnails or ideas for videos. It's just a little thought that I've lodged somewhere in my brain, just parked it for a bit. And, you know, if the good thing happens on Monday, believe me, keep it locked at Chatting Leeds. That's all I will say. JC says, sorry, boss, been a while, crazy few months, but glad to be back. No worries, pal. Sometimes life gets in the way, doesn't it? Life gets in the way. Just saying again, nervous but confident for tonight. Fancies to get it over the line. Would love it to be all sealed on Easter Monday with a win against Stoke. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Snooperman saying I predict 3-1 to us, then I predict a riot. Love that, mate. Absolutely love that. Stop with the negative vibes. I'm 99% sure we get the win today and Sheffield United drop points. You know what, mate? You know what? And again, they might very well win. And like I said, I do expect them to win. But there is a very small part of me that agrees with that sentiment. You know, even a draw in that Sheffield United Cardiff game would be massive. It'd be absolutely massive, wouldn't it? Absolutely massive. But yeah, let's not think about it because we have to prepare for worst case scenarios, which in my opinion is a Burnley win and a Sheffield United win. Then we have to go to Oxford and get the job done. But you know, even if Blades win and we win, even if we both win, we can still go up on Monday. So in that kind of regard, I'm not bothered. As long as we can go into that game on Monday knowing that a win promotes us, or even a draw promotes us, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. Blunts might actually win today. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be honest, if I was a betting man, I would be betting on Sheffield United. I would. Burnley, I'm not too concerned about because I think in terms of points totals, we need to keep Sheffield United at arm's length more than we do Burnley. And you know what? If Burnley end up winning the league, absolutely fine. Like I said, as long as we go up in that top two, I'm really not asked. But Monday's our day, I believe that. Good. That's what I like to see. Positivity in the chat. Imagine if we all lose today. That exactly. That's also, you know, it's not impossible, is it? We could all lose today, and it would still be fine. It would still be fine. It just means, though, I think, or does it? Yeah, no, yeah, it does. We could still go up on Monday. Yeah, we can still go up on Monday, even if that happens. So, again, whatever the scenario is, however it's happened, as long as we go into Monday knowing that we just need a win or a draw to go up, fine. Fine. But again, we've got to take it one game at a time. We can't just be looking to Monday. We've got a game tonight. Oxford, as Sheffield United have proven, all jokes aside, is not going to be an easy game. It's not. I predicted 2-0 on my preview last night to Leeds, by the way. And that's not a dominating, you know, completely outplayed 2-0. That's maybe an early goal followed by large spells of anxiety and frustration, and then a goal at the end to seal it. You know, when we played them at Ellen Road back in December, just before Christmas, I remember being there. It was a cold, cold night at Ellen Road. Well, afternoon, night, whatever. And we completely played them off the park. We beat them 4-0. And, you know, a performance like that tonight would be very much appreciated, Leeds United. Thank you in advance. But something tells me it's not going to be like that. I think it'll be tough. I think they'll try and make it physical. They'll be playing long balls into the box, trying to put pressure on Caldalo and our defence. You know, they like a long throw as well. Apparently, their XG is actually higher from set pieces rather than open play, which says to me that they don't really create a lot in open play. So Leeds United should have the benefit in that area. It's just, you know, we really need to be switched on from corners, free kicks, maybe long throws as well. Even their goal kicks. they'll try and put people on, Ampadu and Rodon and try and really impose their physical threat, which is a slight concern and is a slight worry of mine just because of how we dealt with that against Luton. I didn't think we dealt with their physical presence well at all. And they're much lower down in the division than Oxford are. They're in the bottom three. At least Oxford look more or less safe at the minute. So, that's an element to Oxford's game that does worry me. I can't lie going into it. But I still feel that we will have too much. And again, don't come at me if that isn't the case. I don't have any bearing on it. No creator, nothing that we all say, has any bearing on it. I watched Connor at One Leeds last night do his Battle Lines show with the Sheffield United and Burnley fan, and it was really funny. It was a laugh, and they were trying to get Connor to be a bit over cocky, and he was being reserved, and he was trying to hold it back a bit, and that's kind of where I'm at. Don't get me wrong, if we win tonight, I will be very much on that bandwagon because it will be done for me. It'll be all but done if we win tonight. It really will. And I will be getting giddy and very, very excited to go to Ellen Road on Monday because hopefully it'll be a party. Snooper's saying sure, losing today is not what we need to think about. No, absolutely not. Personally, I think Bristol will be our toughest game then. Yeah, exactly. Which, if it's all wrapped up by then, it doesn't really matter, does it? Really doesn't matter. Try not to watch the other scores, but it's always tough this time of season. Mate, Jay, I'll be honest with you. I was kind of thinking that I was going to try and avoid it, but I'm not. I've got the in-laws round today. I've got the missus's parents coming in a short while, and obviously her dad's a big Leeds United fan as well. And I've just accepted to myself. I'm going to watch the whole Burnley game. I'm going to watch the whole Sheffield United game. And then I'm going to watch the whole of our game, obviously. So it's going to be a very, very long day of anxiety. But you know what? I had a good night's sleep last night, so that will hopefully put me in good stead. At least Christensen is gone. Yeah, exactly. Rasmus. Don't let the door hit you, pal. What a waste of space. Probably one of the worst right backs I've ever seen play for Leeds United. And, I did watch Paul Connolly. Just looked absolutely lost with the football at his feet, but Frankfurt, for some reason, seemed to like him. 7.7 million is 7.7 million more than we should have got, so I will absolutely take it. I'm nervous, but I have faith. Mott, yeah, good man. Physicality was the biggest issue today, but Preston. Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing with Preston, Jay, is you're absolutely spot on, by the way. I didn't think Preston were as physical as what I thought they were going to be. I expected a bit more from Preston. I really did. But again, we did cope with them well. Osmajic up top maybe tried to impose his physicality on Ampadu and Rodon, but they dealt with him quite well. I thought he was very quiet in the game. So, yeah, maybe you've got a point there, pal. Yeah, but like you've said, I think if there's anything that they will probably be better than us at, it is the physicality side of it, isn't it? So yeah, Edward is one of my members. Appreciate the support, mate. I'm so nervous. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you want to check out the membership perks on the channel, you just click join on my channel and all the details will be there. Like I say, anything that you can afford to contribute is very much appreciated. It just helps me maybe get different equipment, maybe get better overlays and stuff like that, just to try and make it a lot better for you guys. Because without you all in the comments, this wouldn't be possible. So yeah, Rasmus, yeah, is your keyboard playing tricks with you there? So yeah, like I say, I'm if we win tonight, I'm very excited to get to Ellen Road on Monday because you know what, the last time Leeds went up. Jay's saying don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate that, pal. Make sure you listen to Jay. Yeah, the last time Leeds United got promoted, obviously it was COVID, and I get that after the West Brom Huddersfield game, wasn't it, when Smith Rowe got that goal? After that, a lot of fans went down to Ellen Road. I unfortunately couldn't. I was in Tenerife on that night when Leeds were confirmed as promoted. Obviously, if the season had finished when it should have been, I would have been absolutely fine. But it was later on in the year, and it coincided with my holiday. It was actually the night I arrived in Tenerife. I'd only been in Tenerife about 3 or 4 hours, and yeah, I missed it all. I missed the night we got confirmed as going up. I missed Millennium Square. I missed, obviously, the Derby game I was abroad for. And I missed the Charlton game, the last game of the season, when they were on the open top bus outside the ground and stuff. By the time I got back from my holiday, it had all gone and it was like it hadn't even happened. So very, very disappointed. Even though obviously I had a great holiday and it's a story to tell. But that's why I really want to go into Monday's game knowing that a win or a draw can promote us, because I was so, angry and frustrated that I couldn't be there the last time, but I will be this time if it goes to Monday. I will be, and yeah, I'll be like a kid at Christmas on Sunday night. Believe me. If obviously, but again, we've got to get the job done tonight first. That guy who just left is a surprise fee, and will possibly, yeah. JC says, Ellen Road on Monday will be bouncing if results go our way today. It's the last game of the season, my mate. It's the last game of the season. My mate's 2 young lads are going to. So, yeah, exactly. And, I say the younger generation, I'm only 27. But, for young kids who maybe didn't experience it the last time as well, it'll be amazing. It'll just be a very good day for everybody, man, woman, or child, or beast. It'll be, just amazing, won't it? Everyone knows what Ellen Road gets like on days, on nights like that. But like you say, results have got to go for us today. It doesn't really matter what happens in the Burnley and Sheffield United games, to be fair, because we've still got a job to do regardless. It doesn't matter what happens in those 2 games. A win today, guys, and it is all but done. It is all but done. And, I'd like to think that Preston performance has given them a bit more confidence going into this, because the Borough result, as much as it was a good win, and it should have been a 3-0 win, shouldn't it, if it hadn't have been for an absolute buffoon of a linesman. But, if that game was a little bit more of a grind, whereas the Preston one was a grind sort of towards the end, but the stats and everything that you can read about that game just shows you that it was a 2-1 battering. So that performance even more so should give us, it should do us the world of good, shouldn't it, going into this? And yeah, we need to be getting excited about tonight. Yeah, exactly. And, fingers crossed for Burnley. You know what? Burnley against Watford today, I'm not too concerned about. It's the Sheffield United match that I think I'll be watching a little bit more closely. Don't get me wrong, I'll have the Burnley game on, but I just want to see how Sheffield United react to 3 defeats in a row. Have their heads completely gone? Has Wilder's head gone even more? Because if they drop points today, even a draw for them will be catastrophic, won't it? It will be absolutely catastrophic. And I hope they drop points just for Chris Wilder's post-match interview, because it will be pure and utter cinema. Get the popcorn at the ready if Sheffield United drop points, because that man will lose his marbles. Lose his marbles. Because you know what's even funnier? If they drop points today and we win against Stoke, we'll be promoted before the Burnley-Sheffield United game even happens. So we could still get promoted while Sheffield United beat Burnley. Sheffield United could drop points today and beat Burnley, and we would still go up with 2 wins over the weekend. That's how crazy it is. I just can't see Burnley losing at Turf Moor on Monday. I just can't. Which is why, win today, Leeds. Please just win. By any, I tweeted it out this morning. By any means necessary, just get the job done. Just get the job done. If we could kill it off in the first half, that'd be brilliant. Something tells me that won't happen, but a man can dream. A man can dream. But like I say, guys, Oxford's main threat is their physicality and, their set pieces. So if we can nullify that threat, great. I think Caldalo's been a lot more assured at the back, minus that little moment, the lapse of concentration against Preston where he punched the ball from about a yard outside of his box. But other than that, I think he's been solid. Collects set pieces quite well, actually. But I just think they'll probably try and put a bit more pressure on him. So again, we just need to be wary of that, I think. Chris Wilder living up to his name in tunnels, absolutely. Burnley can F off. Fingers crossed for Burnley. Yeah. Exactly. But it's a massive day, and potentially, guys, this is a huge day for Leeds United. And if results go our way, wow. If all the games go how we want them to today, wow. Even, you know what? Forget Burnley. If the Sheffield United game goes how we want it to, and if our game goes how we want it to, it's pretty much done, isn't it? Cardiff are horrific, don't get me wrong, but they're still fighting to stay up. They can mathematically still stay up. So they won't be no mugs. I don't think today. We completely dismantled them, didn't we, at Ellen Road? We beat them 7-0. So if Blades can't beat them, even if it's just a scrappy 1-0 win for them, even if they can't do that, then there's something seriously wrong, isn't there? Snooperman saying, I think we scored 2 in the first half and 1 in the second. I will happily take that, mate. Absolutely happily. And thank you, Snooperman, for the comments in today's stream, mate. You're flooding the section below. Really do appreciate it, mate. JC saying my heart rate is already through the roof and it's 7.5. Oh, mate, don't even go there. Yeah. I just keep thinking about what Ellen Road could be like on Monday. That's all my thinking is, mate. It's yeah. God's sake. Sometimes I wonder why I'm into football, because I think the square ball say it quite often, and it's absolutely right. Most of football is just waiting for it to be over and just wanting it over, and it's right. On days like this, it is right. You just want it done, don't you? I just want this day to be done so I know where we stand going into Monday. And I shouldn't be looking ahead to Monday because we've got a game tonight. But I can't help but think like that. From a pure maybe match going fan experience, because obviously I'm a season ticket holder. I will be there on Monday, and it's potentially could be one of the best days of my life in terms of supporting Leeds United. So please, Leeds, touch wood, everything, get the fucking job done, please. Is Mateo Joseph ignored? I wouldn't say ignored. I just don't think he's maybe had the season that we all thought he would have, Joshua, to be honest. I think, I predicted him to be the Championship's top scorer. And, how wrong was I? But yeah, Joseph's just not had the desired effect. And it tells you a lot, doesn't it, that as soon as Pat Bamford is remotely fit, Pat Bamford's coming on in games ahead of him. So, he's not got a lot of experience in pressure situations like the next few games are going to be potentially. So it's a shame. And I think, should we get the job done, whether it's Monday or come the end of the season, should we get this job done, then I think Joseph would massively benefit from a loan in the Championship next season to really help his development. So, yeah. Bremner Calvert's in the building afternoon, mate. Come on, Leeds. CB afternoon, all afternoon. See, there's 24 of you in the building, guys. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. You don't actually understand how much a like can help get the video out there. It just helps with the algorithm. It helps just get it trending and things like that. I I don't really say it enough, but I really do want to grow this community. And it is hard when I work a full-time job as well as doing this, to get content out as often as but I really do my best to try and get it out as often as possible for you. I try and provide the best content that I possibly can. So yeah, if you could really just show that you are enjoying the content by liking it, by getting your comments in, whether it's live or after the fact. Subscribe as well. It is free, completely free to subscribe, and it'll really help me out. And yeah, the membership features, whatever you can afford to do, absolutely appreciate it. So yeah, enough of my begging. My begging is done now. Bremner Calvert says, yeah, I think in pre-season we've seen a lot of potential of Joseph. A lot of people was hyped about him, including me. Think the lad just needs a loan move. Yeah, exactly. Definitely. All right, mate. Just smash the like for you. Cheers, Phil. Always in the building, mate. Appreciate that. We'd be playing in the Creators Cup. Unfortunately, I won't. No. So I have been invited. Don't get me wrong. I was asked. But that weekend is mine and the other half's anniversary, and we've got plans, and it coincides with it. So unfortunately, I won't be able to attend. But I have said to Joe Blackburn that obviously if it becomes a yearly thing, then I'll definitely be down for it next year. 100%. It does look like it's a very good event for a very good cause as well. There's a lot of very good content creators taking part in it, and so please get behind it, and hopefully, if I can do it next year, then I absolutely will. Definitely. I mean, I'm not the greatest of players. I can barely run, to be all honest with you. But even if it's maybe a commentating side of it or something like that, I would love to get involved next year. And JC, appreciate that, brother. Really do appreciate that. £5 donation. That is honestly, mate, very, very, very much appreciate that. Like I say, anything that anybody can afford to contribute will massively help the channel. Really do appreciate it. Smash the like. Let's go. Exactly. Thank you very much, Jay. A long-time subscriber, a long-time supporter of the channel. Always here. So yeah, appreciate that, Jay. Once again, thank you very much, mate. Buzzing for this match. Yeah, I'm buzzing, excited, nervous, feel like I'm gonna pass out. All of the above. Is the UK poor outside of London? I'm guessing you're not from the UK, mate. It depends what you mean. Do you mean in terms of weather? Do you mean in terms of just living in areas outside of London? Obviously, I think I've been to London probably. I've been to the Emirates. I've been to Craven Cottage. I've been to Wembley. So they're obviously only for short stays. I've done an overnight stay in London. It was okay. It was all right. When's the Creators Cup? I believe it is the 19th of July. Either the 19th or the 20th of July, and it's at the John Smith Stadium, I believe. The John Charles Centre for Sport, South Leeds Stadium, I think it's called actually. Yeah, that's it. The 20th of July. Yeah, that's it. Prince C _17 is saying, feeling confident, to be honest. It's not often I can say that being a Leeds fan. I'm used to the roller coaster that comes with being Leeds, but now I'm confident. Yeah, exactly. You've got to be confident. Otherwise, what's the point in me doing this? What's the point in being a football fan in general? You've got to put your head above the parapet sometimes, as Connor from One Leeds likes to say, and it's right. You've got to say things with your chest sometimes and just get your opinions out there. Nothing that you say in the comments, nothing that I say on here, nothing that we say to our family, friends, whoever, has a bearing on what's going to happen tonight. I could say that Leeds United will win all of our remaining games. Does it mean we will? No. I could say Leeds are going to lose all our next remaining games. Does it mean it will? No. So, say your opinion. Don't be afraid to share your opinion. That's, and again, I can say this. It's easy for me to say because I do this. But, anybody could start a channel and just give your opinion, and yeah, I used to be really anxious about getting my opinions out there, but this has really helped with that, because who cares? I like, if someone disagrees with me, I like that. I like a debate. It's just, as long as you don't get personal, fine. Paid up, not a smooth process, just so you know. Not paid up, not a smooth process, just so you know. Is that, what do you mean there, mate? Do you mean the memberships? Let me know what it is you mean by that, mate, because I'm not too sure. Does London absorb all the money? You could say that. You could say that. Mate, if you'd like to go to London, just get a flight there. I'm sure you'll love it. What's your opinion on the Ferguson news? Evan Ferguson, yeah. I'm not sure, I'm not sure. I probably would take him, to be fair. Decent option at Premier League level, wouldn't he? And has proven that he can score goals in the Premier League. But yeah, I'm not sure if it would maybe suit the Farker system, because whether you like Daniel Farker or not, I think, if he gets us up, he's probably going to have a crack at the Premier League. So who knows, mate? Yes, the memberships. What do you mean it wasn't a smooth process, mate? Because I can have a look into it. But if you have paid up and you've become a member, really do appreciate that, mate. Thank you for that. I've heard rumours of 40. Absolutely. I wouldn't be paying 45 million for him at all. No, exactly. When you say he's not proven yet, he is and he isn't. He's proved that he can score goals in the Premier League, just not over a sustained period of time. Would rather have a proven striker. Yeah, I do get that. Yeah, I wouldn't be paying 45. At the most, maybe 20. 15 to 20 million I'd probably pay for Evan Ferguson, but again, Brighton will want more because maybe of the contract that he's on. Hasn't really quite worked out for him at West Ham. I don't know if that's due to injury or if they're just not playing him. But yeah, Ferguson is a good young player and is hampered with injuries. Think he will need a good full season to get fitness. Yeah, possibly. And I think, should we get the job done, guys, it's... I really want us to attack the Premier League in a very different way to what we did last time, and in a much better way. Yes, we don't have Victor Orta and Andrea Radrizzani, and we won't have Angus Kinnear at the club either. So, I hope that Parag and his team and, whoever the director of football will be at that time can get, the right players in that suit the Farker system, that are obviously Premier League quality. There is obviously a few players that we've currently got that could potentially make the step up. I'm thinking Solomon, if we got him on a permanent, maybe Nonto, Tanaka, I think could. Ampadu and Rodon potentially as well. Bogle potentially, but again, I don't think Firpo could do well in the Premier League as much as he's done well this year. And potentially, I think Junior will probably leave. Lost a lot of chat. Took me ages to find you again, despite being already a part. Oh right, okay. A follower, right? Okay, all right, fair enough. I'll see if I can have a look into that. Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. But yeah, exactly. It's just rumours, isn't it? It's just rumours. Going with Solomon and Nonto. I said Perot and Nonto for a 2-0 win. Leeds under 18 team list 13 lost 13-1 to Man U. Yeah, they did. God knows, mate. God knows. Nonto is due a goal, so hopefully he scores that. So is Perot, mate. Perot is definitely due a goal. I am watching it, going to be nervous. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be very nervous, which is why I kind of don't do watch-alongs, in fairness. Obviously, the main reason is that you've got other creators with a much bigger following than me that do the watch-alongs as well. So I probably wouldn't get any, any followers because they'd all be watching them, and rightly so, because they do a good job. But the main reason as well is I get very heated watching Leeds United, as I'm sure a lot of you do, where certain words that come out of my mouth would not be very appropriate for YouTube. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I like to get all my frustrations, all my anxiety. I like to let it out during the game, and then I can compose myself for 5-10 minutes before I come on to do my match reactions. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there, guys. Anyway, we've been going for just over 40 minutes. Really, really do appreciate all of the love and support and all the engagement on this live stream. And big up to JC for the donation earlier as well. Really do appreciate that, pal. And Snooperman has become a member as well. So yeah, really do appreciate your support as well. Like I say, anything that anybody can afford to do to contribute to the channel is very much appreciated. Make sure that you are liking, make sure you are commenting if you're watching after the live has ended, subscribing, the notification bell, and of course check out the membership features. And just to give you a heads up of content that's going to be coming over the weekend, obviously, like I said, I've got the in-laws round all day and night tonight, but I will get a match reaction out after the game this evening, so make sure that you tune into that. There will be a live edition of The Last Say tomorrow night at some point as well, where we'll be discussing the Oxford game in more detail live with all your guys' thoughts and opinions. Sunday will be your Stoke City preview. I'll do another match day morning show on Monday for the Stoke game. And then, like I say, guys, if it all happens on Monday, there may not be a video on Monday night, but I will get something out on Tuesday. So, yeah, like I said, plenty of content coming out over the weekend. Keep it locked at Chatting Leeds. Enjoy the rest of your day. Fingers crossed for a Leeds United win, and I will see you in a bit. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.